So the first return on the 2020 All-Star Game is back, and I think this is literally a joke at this point. Just for clarity, the fans have 50% of the All-Star starters vote. They're going to have their say-so, with the other 50% going to the media, I believe. Again, as of right now, some certain names on this All-Star ballot as we get the first returns just should not be there. I just think it's almost making a joke out of an All-Star game that I enjoy watching, whether it's a good game or not. I enjoy NBA All-Star Weekend, but you got to take the fans' vote away because they get it wrong too much. And I'm not even going to blame the fans for making a joke of it in this troll society that we live in the social media troll comment section society. I don't blame the fans, and some of these are kids. I don't blame them for trolling. So let's put on the screen right now the first fan returns. Again, 50% of the vote for the All-Star starters. Again, obviously, once we get the starters into the game, we then have two captains, which is going to likely be Luka Giannis this year and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's nice. This will be the first year LeBron's not the captain of the West. But again, let's just go ahead and put on your screen right now who the fans have voted in as starters. In the front court, and before we get into this, I think the most revealing information we got so far is Luka's a guard this year and not a forward. I just want to put that out there. It'll make sense in a second here. Right now for the front court, we have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi Leonard from the fans. And we got Luka Giannis and James Harden again. The other 50% of that vote is from the media. I tend to believe that Luka, Harden, those are givens. LeBron, AD, and Kawhi, I believe these are going to be the starters. I think the fans got this one right. I believe these are going to be the starters for the Western Conference once we get the other half of the vote in, the media. Giannis, Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam in the Eastern Conference, alongside Trae Young and Kyrie Irving. So the fans obviously got that one wrong with Kyrie. He's been out for like the last couple months of the season. Looks like Kemba Walker's going to get that nod. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head who I'd want to give that vote to. I'd say I'd probably give it to Kemba Walker. Look at this vote. No, Derrick Rose has 233,000 votes. All due respect to D Rose, has no business being in that. If I had to vote, I would give it to Kyle Lowry. I would go Kyle Lowry and Kemba Walker. And I like Trae Young a lot, but Trae Young puts up a lot of meaningless stats. His team in Atlanta, they don't win a lot of games. I've been to a couple Hawks games this year. I just am not the biggest fan of Trae Young. After he got injured like a week or two in the season, I haven't been a fan of him thus far this season. I think obviously Giannis will get in. That's a no-brainer. Embiid misses a lot of games, but I'm fine with him getting in. The East is just not the Western Conference from an all-star perspective. Pascal Siakam, I'm fine with. The Jimmy Butler-Pascal Siakam conversation is a good one. I would tend to give the edge to Siakam. I know he's been out with injury. Jimmy Butler has a lot of nights where he just kind of does whatever the team needs him to do, which is technically the definition of an all-star, but a lot of nights, a lot of his young guys get it done for him. So I think the fans got it wrong with the Trae Young, Kyrie Irving, but I'm not knocking these fans. I mean, what do you expect fans to do? If I'm a kid and I'm voting for the All-Star game, because these are a lot of kids voting for this game, if I see Steph Curry on the lineup, I'm going to vote for Steph Curry. He's my favorite player. If I see some of these guys on the lineup, like Alex Caruso got 92,000 votes. Like, that's a joke. That is a joke. But Alex Caruso plays for the Lakers. He's much more popular than a lot of these other players. I mean, think about it. He's more popular than a lot of these guys. Like, I can't believe at one point in time the fans had 100% of this vote. This is ridiculous. Look up and down this lineup. Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving. I mean, sheesh Louise. Who else should not be getting votes? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I would tend to believe you need to take the vote away from the fans altogether. It wasn't awful, but Taco Fall getting 110,000 votes. What has he played in 2 games this season? Yeah, I don't like that. Again, I would personally go LeBron, AD, Kawhi out west, and that for the front court, and that's a good conversation. Had Luka been a forward this year, like last year, that would have been interesting. But since Luka's technically a guard, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kawhi, Paul George missed some action. And then obviously Harden and Luka. Yeah, I think that's right. But I would go Giannis, Embiid, Siakam, and I would go Kemba Walker and Kyle Lowry for my starting backcourts in the Eastern Conference. I'll probably do my predictions on who I believe should make the game in a couple days. So please stay tuned, locked and loaded. But yeah, I think the fans got it wrong again, but I'm not blaming the fans. The NBA needs to change its policy and get the fans' vote out of here. All right, I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. You in the sports, we got you. NFL news, I got you. NBA news, NBA highlights, NBA full coverage, feature stories, all that great stuff, I got you. We even got a little bit of Madden and 2K mixed in. Subscribe to this platform, and I got you. More quality content on the way. Subscribe.